Good morning. We're all higher vibrations, and sometimes you just don't need to say it, but that's the name I go by. I just left this I had my morning meditation, and I was called to do a video, and I needed to shower. So my hair's almost dry. But there's some cool stuff happening right now. Like, it's not super easy to go through. Like, we are having some weird body stuff happening for sure. And, there's a lot of discomfort that's occurring on a grand scale, and it's not going to stop for a while. But I mean, I don't know. It's almost like when you first start working out a new muscle, right? In the gym where, or whatever. I actually don't go to the gym, but that kind of concept. A new level of yoga, and that muscle, it hurts, it's not the most comfortable experience. And I could feed into that and look at and focus on that unpleasant state of that muscle group, or I can think about or realize what is happening, the cause, why that pain exists. That pain is telling me that that new part of me that hasn't been used for too long is starting to be reawakened, is starting to turn back on. And as a result, I'm going to be a stronger person. I'm going to be able to do more things. I'm going to be able to be more whole as a result. And that's what these pains and pangs are all about. It's the same thing. We're being reawakened. It's not the first time. There's this idea that, I don't know, maybe I'm alone in this, but for me, I had this thought, this belief system or something that this ascension process was an independent experience, in that, we came here, and yeah, a lot of other people were also working on this, ascension thing, experience, ascending, but it was all in each and individual basis, where we have come here to ascend, right? And that's it. Congratulations, you have made it through your course. Here's your, certificate. That's not actually true. And I've only recently come to understand this. We've not come here so we can ascend, right? We've come here to ascend arm in arm with one another, with others that also came here at the same time, right? And we've done that not for our ascension. We've done that in order to blaze the trail of ascension for the collective. You hear, we're here to raise the vibration, to bring the light, to all this, to shine the light on the shadows, and perhaps we don't really need to understand the bigger picture at those points. However, now that picture is just so apparent. It's in focus. I can see each detail now. It's beautiful. And the thing is that right now, this time of rebirth and transcendence, we are in this epoch, this beautiful time. So the message was, I'm going to include the message because it is an auto-writing message, and I don't know if I'm going to sit here and read it. But our physical attributes are going to start to be more spiritual ones. So, your physical eyes will start to see, we already are, right? You're seeing things. Maybe you always have, all of us, I think, in some ways have, and we've elicited that use of doubt that we've been taught to use, that's been designed to keep us in the shadows and keep us away from true reason. Our old use of reasoning has kept us quiet, has kept us in darkness, in the shadows, have kept us separated. And now we're not separate anymore. Like, we're going to start to be able to touch stuff, to feel it with our physical form. We're going to, and not just like occasional images and visions, but in a constant way. Like, it's happening right now. We're here. It's so cool. I saw it. It's so beautiful. It's going to be so neat. I'm so glad I'm here for this. And then the fact that, you know, there are a lot of us, right? Like, someone said it's like 1% of us. I don't know. You're 1% of the Earth's population are starseeds. Who knows? Do numbers really matter? No. Not in that way. In the counting of the all, it doesn't matter. Not one bit. However, there was a group of us, right? And we've talked about this. The volunteers. The request for volunteers was sent out. And many, many, many of us answered that call. And among that group who answered the call, here we are. We were chosen, right? We made it. We came. And we've been here in this darkness. We've been here in the shadows. We've been here separated. And I've felt like the separation has, in my experience, the separation has made me feel unique and odd and incorrect in my experience. You know, all the different times that authorities and people who could turn a key said, you're crazy, you're wrong. And, you know, you need to take this and things like that, you know, but we were separated in order to equally distribute the light throughout this planet, throughout Mother Gaia, right? And now, only the past few months, really, have there been these master classes, these mystery schools. There have been these groups, and most often not in a physical form. They're through the internet and throughout all of the whole world, all connecting at one single moment. Perhaps the time zone is dramatically different, but we're still traveling through that time-traveling mechanism that is the internet, and jumping through these time zones to be together in one moment in time, to share and bask in each other's love and understanding, and to understand that we are not separate. We are not alone. And we are, in fact, one being. All of us. We're not the many that came here as volunteers. We are one who came here as a volunteer. And that volunteer fragmented their aspect into many. And among all of us are the different pieces of that one. So here we are, together, and we've slowly been finding each other over the recent months. We've slowly started to talk, to openly express these things that we've been taught to be quiet about, to stay silent because judgment and often persecution, negative consequence, such as asylum, such as, you know, ostracization, and being an outcast, being shot out from society. Multiple things have been keeping us from wanting to express, or believing it was safe to anyway, express the truth of ourself. And now we've been finding one another. We've been finding each piece of ourself. We are one heart. We are one heart beating the drum of the eternal song. We are one lung breathing the light of the all. We are one. We are one eye seeing the truth through the shadows. We are now again whole. My brothers and sisters that I have found, that you have found in all of these little obscure groups, for by whatever means you've done it. At one point I was a group in a social media platform that decided that I wasn't allowed to stay because I was telling the truth too much. And I found another group, another family, another place to be me in YouTube. And in doing, and I changed my name. I used higher vibrations, not because I believed that I was unique in that my vibration, my ability to raise my vibration was like awesome. It's a plural. It is us. It is the many. We are all. This is us. Beating as one heart. Feeling the one love. Being the one voice of truth. Together. And now we are here. We made it. We are now again whole and becoming so. We are in a time of rebirth and transcendence. Very soon. I think we're here. The echoes of the spirit take a moment to reflect in the physical. It doesn't take nearly as long as it used to. But we are in a time where it is now. We've made it. The wave has touched us. And it is now time, as our senses turn on, as our physical senses turn on to the spiritual, we are reminded to not utilize, to not use our old reasoning that was taught to us, that was designed to keep us in the shadows, to keep us away from the truth and from the sunlight of the spirit. We are urged instead to pull away from those who are trying to keep us in a place of fear. They are in a place of fear themselves. But instead, to go to these groups, to connect with those sisters and brothers that you have found after all of this time. And in that connection, realizing each one of us is a piece. Each one of us is a chapter of the book. Each one of us is a piece of the puzzle. Each one of us is another link of the whole that we are. We are one. Together, we are the return of Christ consciousness. We are it. Those stories, it's so funny. So many of them have told the truth, just a partial truth, right? We've made it. Breathe. You're okay. It's uncomfortable. It feels scary. But you know what? We are whole. If you still feel lost, if you still feel separate, that you haven't found that group, comment on this video. There's just connect. I always leave my email address. Send me a message. I will reply. There's so many groups out there, so many gatherings of souls, and we're the salmon return, right? You know, the salmon return to the same place they were born every year. And then, well, as every 4 years, every year it happens, they are born, and then they go downstream. And 4 years later, they don't know why. They're driven upstream, and it's hard. It's not easy. They have to work, because it's upstream. There's and then they grow these weird, humps on their back, and they get these crazy, dinosaur-esque, fangs hanging out of the front of their face, and they're just going through all kinds of transformation. They don't know why, but they just keep going. They push upstream, even though it's hard. It's something they've never done before. They are compelled by the Spirit to go in hordes. And once they make it back to the place that they began as eggs, then they lay eggs themselves. And the cycle continues again. And now here we are, going through these weird transformations. It's not easy, it's uncomfortable, and we don't even know why we're doing it. We just want to take a break. You just want to pull over and just rest. And maybe I don't want to go. But you can't help yourself, right? You are compelled. Because at the top, at the end of this river, we are all there to be together as one again. And to bring the light. We are the horn to sing the song of announcement of the rebirth and transcendence of all. It is time. I'm so excited to be here for this. And remember, don't forget, drink a lot of water right now. Do it, whatever it is you need to do to be in your place of love in your heart. But don't forget your body. Your body's going through a lot, and it's going to be going through a lot this month. This month only started. And it's not just this month, but this is when it's going to be really noticeable. Congratulations. You're not alone. Connect. Go to those live chats. Talk to people. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Don't give up. We're almost there to the top of the river. I hope blessings.